Hello, good morning, dear students, grade 8 students. How are you doing? I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to discuss our social studies lesson. Before we start, I want you to have your student book, activity book, and highlighter. Unit 3, Lesson 6, The Impact of Technology. It's a very interesting lesson. We all using technology, and some of us might be unknown or unfamiliar with the impact of technology. Though it's useful, but still it has unfortunately some impacts on our environmental. Today we are going to discuss a little bit of these impacts and with a few technology stuff. The objectives of our lesson, I want you guys to be able to discuss about the issues around access to water. This is a topic we're going to start with, and then we'll move to consider the ways air traffic contributes to climate change. Let's go. Open your book, please. 132 to 138. The water resources. Human beings need a fresh water to survive. Why? Before just looking at the answer, many of you just think about yourself. Is the water important in our life? Okay, do we have enough water? When we talk about water, definitely we talk about fresh water, which means that the water that we can use in our daily life. Because water is using for the main three purposes of water. One is agriculture, two is industry, three is a personal use. Most water is used for agriculture. Access to fresh water. Most of the Earth's surface is covered by water. However, around 30% of people living on Earth do not have enough fresh water, and that is a big number. More than 20% of the world's population do not have access to safe, clean water. Can you imagine this percentage? I'm sure this number shocked you, because actually we find water every day, alhamdulillah, in our daily life, so we don't think about it. We think it's enough, and many people, when they tell you the water is covered mostly with water, they think this is all our fresh water. The percent of fresh water is a very less, by the way, on the earth. In many areas, the water supply is stressed. You see the word stressed. We say supply is stressed when the population is withdrawing more than 20% of the available supply of fresh water. Water stress has several causes. Why do we have water stress? Please do highlight all these points here. These are the causes of the water stress. First, the growing populations. The number of the population is increasing more and more. That's why we start now suffering of the water shortages. Increasing the urbanization and industrialization. Now, the industrialization affecting a lot the water resources. Number 3, the water wars over scarce water resources. And we can add also one more reason is the leaky pipes. If you see in the street sometimes under the ground, these are also reasons of stress water. And last is the pollution. Even if we have some water, it might be polluted and still we can't use it because of the pollution. Now let's move to the other topic, the global air traffic. More people are traveling by plane than ever before nowadays. That means our sky are becoming busier and busier. The bottleneck threatens air traffic across the MENA region. The MENA, which means the Middle East and the North Africa region. April 2012, air traffic management across the Middle East and the North Africa could become chaotic according to the International Air Transport Association. This message came from Tony Taylor, the chief executive of IATA, in a speech in Dubai. He said, "A failure modernize, coordinate airspace would create a bottleneck within the MENA, as we said, the Middle East and North Africa region. Air traffic management infrastructures is not harmonized or facilitated to its full extent. Routing in some areas are not as efficient as they could be," said Mr. Taylor. Movements are growing 11% annually in Bahrain, Emirates, and Muscat flying regions. We could see doubling of traffic in 7 years, creating the potential for the air bottlenecks. There is also growth in the east-west traffic and from North Africa. Only half of airspace is permanently open to civil aviation. The rest is controlled by the military. So here in this message, the writer tried to put us and take our minds to the problem itself. We think the sky is open and one can go and fly. No, of course, we have our government, they use the sky for their own uses to protect the countries, and they give us space and unlimited space for aircraft in the sky. And now with this, skies are becoming busier and busier because a lot more commercial airplanes are coming a year by year because of the big request. The environmental impact of the aviation. When we say the word aviation, you should understand aviation means flight. With the increasing numbers of people traveling by air every day, the aviation industry has many serious effects on our environment. Definitely, that's right. Now, when we have those a lot of aircrafts are flying in the skies upon the people request, because a lot of people are using the airplane nowadays. A keys to fresh water. Most of the earth's surface is covered by water. However, around 30% of people living on earth do not have enough fresh water, and that is a big number. More than 20% of the world's population do not have access to safe, clean water. Can you imagine this percentage? Warming as well. Here they mentioned to us one sample of the airplane is the A380 Airbus is the largest passenger aircraft in the world. It can hold more cargo than any other commercial jetliner. The aircraft has a wingspan of 79.8 meters and length of 73 meters. The maximum weight is 540 tons. However, designers have used up-to-date technology to ensure that the aircraft is more efficient, lower on fuel consumption, and quieter than any other aircraft. Emirates was one of the first airlines to put this aircraft into commercial services between 2007 and 2008, along with the Singapore Airlines and Qantas. Emirates states that the A380 has the following environmentally friendly features. They didn't want it just because it's bigger, because this would help a little bit the environment. Why? Because this when it was made with a special features that is gonna decrease the environmental problems. The A380 airplanes, the A380 burns up to 20% less fuel per seat than other passenger liners. Because it burns less fuel, the aircraft has a lower level of CO2 than its competitors. The Emirates A380 produces less than 75 grams of CO2 per passenger kilometers, which is almost half of the European emissions target. For cars manufactured from 2008 onwards, around 25% of the plane's body is built from lightweight materials. Large aircraft mean that there are fewer takeoffs and landings. Flying one A380 is equivalent to flying 7 smaller aircraft. Now, the assignment time. I want you to open your book, activity book, page 98, and solve the questions, please. If you have anything, just go back to your textbook and just reread the information written there. Thank you for listening and have a good day and goodbye. See you next.